What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And Bitcoin has taken a little bit of a spill to the downside. Should you be concerned? Is this the start of a much bigger move down? Well, if you caught my market update yesterday, you will know that we were looking at some potential signs on the chart that we're potentially looking at this push to the downside. But more importantly, we took a look at those key levels that we should have marked on our charts in case that dump would happen. And here we are, one day later, sitting at that exact same level. So in today's video, guys, I want to update you. Is this the end of the line? Are we going to finally bounce from here, or should we be sitting on our hands waiting for lower prices? Where's the liquidity sitting? Where is Bitcoin going next? I'm going to cover it all in today's video and hopefully clear up the charts and make it just a little bit more simple for you guys. We'll also go over my short trade that I've entered at the POC of our current range, so I'll go ahead and show that. So it's going to be a good one, Mafia, so buckle up, and without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. So, guys, here we are on the Bitcoin chart, and as you can see, we did get a little bit of a spill to the downside after ranging around in this volume profile for quite some time, about 62 or 63 days to be exact, and this is what we were looking at yesterday, anticipating a potential move back down to lower prices, as we had some very specific signals on the chart. One of those signals was obviously the money flow on Market Cypher B coming to the downside, indicating that the longer-term trend will likely continue to the downside, and here we are. Money flow never lies. Shout out to Market Cypher and shout out to Crypto Face. So that money flow coming out was letting us know that more likely than not, this bounce from below our current range, or old range at this point, would have been a lackluster bounce to the upside, which is why I was comfortable taking a short at this POC. You guys know I don't like trading the middle of a range, but in a specific situation like this, where not only do you have money flow coming out as you reapproach the range, but we also had some local Fibonacci levels that made it very, very likely to put in a lower high within our Fibonacci zone here, which is why I was willing to take that trade at the POC. So many reasons to, not follow the rule of trading in the middle of a range. Obviously, every trading situation is going to be different, and this is exactly why I entered that short, which is obviously now playing out beautifully. And I will show that trade in just a second. But if you guys watched the market update yesterday, we showed this upper range as we were kind of bing-bonging around trying to get back up. And we were saying, what happens if the money flow plays out and we do wind up getting that move to the downside? What are those next key levels that we should have our eye on? And simply put, we have this lower range down here that we were looking at with our value area low and POC sitting right here. And simply put, we got back into that value area, bounced off the POC. This is another reason why I was comfortable taking the short here, because when looking at the charts within the context of the lower profile, not only were we testing that POC, right, with money flow coming out, which would have been a more likely lackluster bounce for a lower high and a continuation of the downtrend. However, if we pull in the lower range, this was simply a deviation above the value area high, which is where we look for short positions anyway, in anticipation of what? Getting a move back into the volume profile, getting stuck below that value area high, going to the POC, and then eventually the value area low, which has now played out in full. So if you saw the market update yesterday, this shouldn't be too much of a shock. Not only that we got the dump, but where we are sitting right now at that $57-ish thousand level, this was the value area low of our lower range. So nothing is super shocking when you know how to look into the charts like we do here in the CandleMafia. But the real question now, guys, is what happens if this money flow, you can see this is just starting to cross over into the red. What if this comes deeper into the red and we don't get that money flow fake out that may be likely at this point to get a bounce back to the upside? But what if this money flow continues down and this downtrend does wind up playing out as you would expect with money flow crossing over like this? Well, those next key levels are going to be very specific and based off volume and Fibonacci. So number one, if we look down here, guys, let me hide the current range that we're in right now. But if we get back below this and we cannot get back above and claim this as support, and even if we did claim this as support, guys, I wouldn't necessarily be looking for all-time highs just yet, but this would be somewhat of a local sign of, slight strength to maybe come back up towards that POC, but it wouldn't really be anything to write home for, in my opinion. But, still, I will say this, if we want to get the big move to the upside, in my opinion, we still have to get back above this value area low and daily naked point of control, so these levels are still valid. In that case, this would be the level I would like to flip to support to see much higher prices. But as of right now, with the lower range, if we can't get back above this value area low, I would expect a bigger move down. Again, supported by that money flow coming out. And those levels are simply going to be based off volume and Fibonacci levels. And you can see we do have this little area of consolidation right here, which is obviously going to give us some volume-derived levels. And if we pull up that VRVP, or the VPVR as I like to call it, you guys can see we do have a little bit of a spike in volume here. Now, obviously, the reason that I was saying we were in the danger zone down here and it could lead to a quick move down was heavily based off of these low volume gaps. And then obviously we have the range low sitting right on this high volume node, or this slightly high volume node right here. And that's why we're bouncing from where we are right now. However, if we lose this little high volume node, which again is not huge, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do lose it, there's another gap all the way down to this zone right here, or this area of consolidation between $51,000 and $52,000. But this high volume node is not the only thing that makes this level interesting. But if we go ahead and pull our Fibonacci golden pocket 786 retracement from this low here on January 24th all the way up to the all-time high, you can see our golden pocket retracement is sitting right within that level. And not only that, guys, but we actually do have a few NPOCs up there as well. A naked monthly right within the golden pocket, and then this daily naked point of control, which I would put more weight on the monthly, to be quite honest with you, because it's more confluent with our high volume node, and it's also a higher time frame NPOC, just making it slightly stronger. But it is worth noting that we do have a daily naked point of control here at 53,612, and that monthly is sitting specifically at 51,812. I don't know what it is with the X112, but, this is all very confluent here, guys, as we have the high volume node, we have the golden pocket, and we have the two naked points of control. So basically, this entire zone would be the next area I would be looking for support, and it does sit between about 53,600 and 50,700. And we can also look at this little area of consolidation in terms of a volume profile. If we come down to a little bit of a lower time frame, you can see we'll spawn that volume profile, and this will likely, on the lower time frames, get respected. So if we do wind up coming down here, we could simply, let me go ahead and get rid of this blue box to make it a little cleaner. I'll get rid of the fib as well. If we do get back in here, we could look at this as a typical volume profile. And one thing to understand here, guys, is right here at 50,600 / 50,700, there is probably a lot of liquidity sitting down here, as people were probably very aggressively longing the low of this range, leaving their stop losses and liquidation levels down below, putting a lot of liquidity just below this. So if we do wind up coming back down, we bounce off the daily, we bounce off the monthly, but we keep coming down. I would not be surprised if we just slip that range slightly to hit that $50,000-ish level, 49.8, and then, that might be where we get a little bit of a bounce after clearing out all that liquidity from everybody longing the low of this range. And if we pull up the liquidation heat maps, you can actually see the liquidity sitting here all the way down to about $50,000. So if we do get that big liquidation event wicking down to about 50K, maybe a little bit under, it may be a good place to look for a strong bounce, in my own personal opinion. But we'll have to assess the situation when we get there, because trading isn't if this then that statement. If price starts dumping or we get some kind of black swan event, we could potentially just melt through all those levels like hot butter and come down to an even stronger level of support, which may be sitting down here between $45,000 and about $40,000. But I'm not even going to go over those levels, guys, because we are still really far away from that. But it also felt like we were pretty far away from 57,000 yesterday, and here we are. So overall, guys, this is the context that I am looking at the markets in. We have our lower range here as we play with this value area low. This is kind of the line of critical support. If we start losing these levels, it is likely, in my opinion, to come down to at least $54,000. And then we also, if we do get a strong bounce up, to take a look at the key resistance levels, I would just go ahead and look at our old range that we were looking at yesterday for a potential reclaim of that value area low, in which case that would be bullish. And this is the range that I am short from the POC, which has actually played out just a little bit more here now. And I will just go ahead and show that trade really, really quickly on FEMEX. If you guys want to trade on FEMEX with the CandleMafia, you can check out the link in the description down below, or go to frankiecandlestrading.com and check out all our different deals, indicator deals, exchange deals with free trading bonus funds or discounts on your fees. We got the merch. We got these Frankie Candles hats, which are now back in stock, thank God. But here's that trade up about 30% here. It is a lower leverage trade, only using about 2x leverage here. It's a $17,000 position, and we are up about $2,500. This is actually like less than half the position I wanted, but we never filled my orders that I had up higher, so I'm happy to make this free money here as Bitcoin dumps. And don't let anybody tell you that you can only make money money when crypto goes up, because we are up $2,500 right now as crypto is dumping. So that's the beauty of being a trader, guys, and that is the benefits of being in a community like the CandleMafia, where we attack these charts every single day and absolutely destroy the trades. And I get up here and try to give you guys the most free value and free trading education so you guys can make money trading Bitcoin, whether the price is going up or down, just like I do with the premium Discord. Also link in the description down below. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for today's market update. If you guys found the video valuable in any way, please hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of these updates, so you know where price is going before it moves, so you can try to get into some fire trades and make some of that money. Hopefully this video helped simplify the charts for you and help you understand where I think price is going next. And with all that being said, that's all I got for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Frankie Candles out.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide.